Good day, Jäger Dance. How are we? Yes, the game. Bam! Watching VOD from your morning. It surprised me how painless was the upgrade. I thought you were still on 4.1 also. I was on 4.5.1. Yeah. Yeah. 4.5.1 to 4.7. There wasn't much, like, there wasn't anything that changed that interfered with my stuff. So, yeah. It was all good. It was all good. It's all good. Need some more wax there. More wax. Alright. Do that. Do that, do that. Alright, what game is this? While we wait for these ads to just, like, scoot on past. Thank you, gamer. Much appreciated. I baked some bread. Yep. Yep. It's very dense. It's very dense. So it didn't, like, it didn't grow as much as I wanted it to. So, yeah. It would taste really good with some jam and some cream, like a scone type of thing. But it's like a scone with a bread type texture. So, it's just dense bread. Tastes good though. Tastes good though. Definitely giving it another try in a few days. Desert game maybe? I'm thinking we could try... It's not Kenshi, is it? Bam! Yeah. I was looking at this stuff. I was looking at the texture here on the ground, and I was looking at these bushes, and I was like, it seems like an older style 3D open world game. Could be Kenshi. If it's not Kenshi, then it's probably like a Conan or something like that. Yeah, 7 Days to Die. But 7 Days to Die doesn't have this kind of mountain thing, so yeah. That was easy. It was very, very easy. What up, Footlong? How you doing, you gundunt? I am looking in to what? Block lighting with invisible objects. I need to block lighting. Only indoor lighting, but with invisible ceiling or wall. You can block light with invisible objects by using backface culling, which allows the object to block light while not visible to the camera. This can be achieved by ensuring the normals of the object face away from the camera, preventing it from rendering while still affecting the light. Not quite what I want. Doing great, actually. What about you? Doing fantastic. We've finished all of our testing and all of our bug fixing and stuff. So now I'm tinkering with Godot 4.7's new lighting, new area light 3D. I have a room with nothing outside except for the sun. I made a day-night cycle rotation of the direction with the light 3D, but when the sun is down, it projects the sunlight from below. I want to put like a plane below the room. It's invisible for the player. Blocks the light. You want a horizon plane on the mesh, on a mesh instance. All you have to do is enable flip faces in the inspector. This will invert the normal direction of the plane, making it point down. I wonder if I could just use a plane for that. So instead of doing this sort of thing. Yeah. I wonder if it's due to surface lighting and not per pixel lighting. Huh. Split the wall in half will look better. The wall's already split in half. But if we take this... So if we have a look at the mesh... Okay. Delete that. Front wall trays. Back wall trays. Like, shading mode is per pixel. And we don't have to say, like, we don't have any cull mode. Turning the shadow on or off doesn't do anything. What I'm gonna try. I want to see if we do a plane mesh. We have it face the Godot really doesn't like doing that. Got some funniness about it. So you see it, the flip face casts a shadow that way. That's going to be like the moonlight casting the shadow. Oh my god. Middle click in this new version of Godot is horrible. What up, Leet? Thank you for changing my colour. Much appreciated. Nothing happening there. It's layer 4. Nothing's preventing it. I wonder if I need to give it a standard mesh. No. No idea. Glad your disembodied head has finally found a suitable mech suit. Suitable, sure. That's what we're calling it. Like, the only thing I've been able to do, like when it's a box mesh, change it to be like .1. Raised up a bit. That still doesn't stop the area light from out there. And I know it's the area light because if I turn that off, that's gonna be why. That's why. I know exactly why. Where is that area light? Oh no, it's not even that far down. I figured it was like down at the ground. See, that's causing that sunlight to be blocked out. So it's going to be an idea to have this be this size. In order to stop that from happening. We still don't have anything to stop that. Hmm. And you can see that that light is also lighting up that mesh. Hmm. I could change this to be a plain mesh. That would be 12.5. Maybe 12.6. Just to be sure. Somewhere around 14. 14.4. So I need to drop that down. That's worse. Okay, so I need to make it a little bit higher. It's odd, but sure. Sure thing. Anyway. Still need to figure this out. Do I need... No, because putting that on a separate mesh isn't going to do anything because it's still going to be on the same visible layer. So... Sunlight League block. We duplicate that. By the way, does game embedding work for you on game tab? I only get game embedding available in single window mode. I don't have it enabled by default, usually. It seems to be okay. Yeah. Fine. I generally avoid doing that though because it causes some weirdness when I like move the window and click out and stuff. It like moves the window back to be center of screen. So I'll just leave that turned off. Yeah, it's going to cause shadow to be cast, which is good. Now what I need is thing here. Make it unique. Base it on the Y. Or on the Z. Okay, that doesn't do shit. Indexing did not unpair geometries from light. Okay. Let's copy that. Make a new plane mesh on the Z. Paste it. New material. I can see that the light's hitting it. But the light's also coming through. Doesn't make sense. I said make game for workspace floating on next play. That'll be it. This is still the Bobblehead game lead. It releases on July 24th, so until probably mid-August we're going to be working on this game. I say mid-August because I expect like bugs and stuff to be found and for us to fix them, and yeah. Why not? Why? Why does the area light not get? Cool, so that's been fixed. Want to be a bug hunter? I hunted my own bugs. Yeah. It's crunch time? Not really. Not really. We've got over a month and we've got, like, we've play tested, we've found all the bugs that we can find. If the player does something weird, I can't really account for that. So. Thanks for contributing, Mike. Congrats on being second. Dex third, gamer late. Jordster, thanks for contributing too. Up to 63% raise, 320k. Damn. The words no gamer wants to hear. This is Josh from Let's Game It Out. I don't think I've ever heard those words. Oops. Okay. All right, we got it. I had stuff set up sillily. 3.5. No. 2. Width. If I do like 14, that'll. Huh. Interesting. What's that like? See, now that doesn't make sense. Yeah. You're missing a good time. He likes to break games and bring 1 FPS. On low enough hardware, any game will run at 1 FPS. That would only be impressive if they were using top-end hardware, like a 5090 and a 7900 X3D or some shit like that. Using Change Engine in any way? Since break Bobble Shop Sim, you'd need a lot of money to buy a lot of cheap items. And get a lot of money would take a lot of time. So even if you did get a lot of money, like, yes, you can bring this game to 1 FPS. But that's just how it goes. Like, you can't stop every game. Like, you can't stop everything. Know what I mean? You can't account for all of it. What is that shadow? Is that the attenuation? I think that's attenuation. No, it's not. Why does it bulge out? Why does it bulge out like that? Isn't it supposed to be a square, like a rectangle? If I normalize the energy. Okay. It's interesting. It still bows out. It doesn't feel like it's projecting in a circle. Range of light, if it's low, that could have been the boundary. No. No. It's not that. Because it wouldn't fade off that far. Because you can see the light. Like the light goes all the way out and fades off. And that's just a bow. That doesn't make any sense. And you can see how it's a hard cut there. And another hard cut there. So it doesn't seem like it's a rectangle being projected. It seems like it's a... Seems like it's a spotlight in each, like a spherical spotlight in each direction. But it could just be something to do with the settings that I've put onto it. But this is a new thing, so I wouldn't be surprised if there was some kind of bug with it. Yeah, see that? Does it want me to go further? No, because even setting it to 5. Or 8 doesn't change it. What is that? It's like 1 doesn't provide any lighting at all when we have it normalized. No, it wouldn't be the wall behind. No. Because, like, it's actually on this wall and this floor here and that corner. Doesn't happen in the other corners. It's got a tiny bit there. I think it's just like some ambient occlusion stuff. It's just some bad ambient occlusion. Let's see. No, that wouldn't have that stuff on. Yeah, we definitely want the shadow opacity. I have an idea of what it might be. Still doesn't explain how the light's getting back there, though. Doesn't explain how it's doing that. Okay, so since this is only for the roof, it doesn't need to do anything for the floor. Where you have viewers like 1 meter. Move you up there. Nope. Fuck's sake, stop closing it. Actually, that doesn't block that either. Hang on. It's so... It's very, very, very weird that it's hitting that, but it's still projecting through. Shadowcaster mask. Okay. Is it because of the face? Like, this thing here is not... It's on the same visible layer. So this gets hit by that sun, by that light, but the light still propagates through it. What if I make you a box mesh? We're gonna go back to trying it this way. It's not doing anything. I do not understand. Swash. How the bloody hell are ya? Welcome in, you fantastic dunce. I am trying to understand lighting and why things aren't doing what I expect them to. Yeah. What up, Cog? Fox Rage show us the jiggle physics. There you go. Sneaking into Swash's raid. No, you're not, Medusa. No, you're not. That was an absolute lie, Medusa. Absolute lie. Counts. There's nice jiggles. I try. I try my best. I try my best. Let's see. Let's do that. Look at that. Look at that, Medusa. Right there. Right there. Right there. You think you're coming in on a raid? Psh, psh, please. I'm enjoying the mech suit. Thank you. Thank you. We do have a community goal for me to do a 24-hour stream for this year's streamiversary. I'm thinking during that stream, we will attempt to create where are we? Lender. Where the hell did I put him? The fuck did I put him? I think I'm going insane. No, here we are. References. Here we are. I'm thinking we'll create Dr. Roxo. For anyone that doesn't know who Dr. Roxo is, this is Dr. Roxo, the rock and roll clown. What I want to do, want to create a 3D model of them. Just like the neck down and like wrist down. So he'll have these wristbands, like he'll have these and he'll have the choker. And we'll have like the jumpsuit and like the bad hairy chest. And that will be one of the bodies that people can swap me into. And then when someone changes my color, it changes the color of the jumpsuit. Yep. And then after that, we create Master Roshi in this form. So we create Master Roshi's body. And we also have shape keys or blend shapes so that Master Roshi can become like this. And then chat, the more interactions that happen, the more buff Master Roshi gets. Yeah, and we can have his beard or his tank top change color to whatever color chat changes me to. Yeah. I got plans. But yeah, currently I'm just trying to figure out this shading stuff. Because like I can see the light. I can see the light hitting there. But for some reason the shadow's being cast that way. I think that's from the sun. But it's also not stopping the light from leaking out the back here. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Yeah. But what were you doing? Let's see. Would have done more? That's max? Yeah, exactly. It's 2k per stream, so 4k a day, if you hear both of them. Beat 'em up game is officially started. Ooh, beat 'em up game. Beat 'em up game. Just switch to Unreal, you can have different lighting problems easy. Nice torso, thank you. Thank you. It moves. And I... Yeah. No one ever saved your organic hands as well, of course. Of course. Duh. Got a floor on a spline and started a camera that follows the spline. Nice. Nice. Were they able to keep the important hardware? My brain. Yes. Of course they were. Of course they were, Lee. Like, that's how I'm here. Duh. Duh. Sick and rad. Brains are so cool. Yeah, they are. You know it. I have a feeling Shadow's on. Oh, okay. That's definitely stopping it. What the hell is going on? What is happening? It's also getting the handle. None of this makes any sense. Why are you bobbling so much? Were you bitten by a bobblehead as a kid? It gives you superpowers. I don't bobble. I float. My mech suit bobbles. I'm not a bobblehead. I'm a bobble body. Yeah. Yeah. Is that the bio suit for the stash? Is what? I don't know what you mean. Why is this being so poopy? Aha! That's not right. Saying to Cog that you are the biosuit for the stash. Ah, yes. This is true. This is true. It's like the attack of the beards from Cyanide and Happiness. Yeah. Sammy, thanks for contributing. You fantastic giddunt. Excuse me for a moment. I need to check something. That's not gonna work. BRB, spider attack. You little bastard. Ah. Damn spiders. Hat guy is my power animal. What? Hat guy? Fighting alien spiders? No, just Australian spiders. Same fucking thing. Spider wants to be your friend. I don't want to be the spider's friend. Spider should have asked that before it entered my freaking house. Getting into random encounters, that's just Australia. That's just being in Australia. So I need that to be full. Okay, so not that. Honestly, I'm not sure what to do about that. No, come back to that. In our house, man. In our house, we don't get big ones usually. But if you're going to the woods, they get softball sized. Is it? If you go out into the woods, do they get blue because it's cold? You have to fight rodents of unusual size, including legs. Raccoons are basically house cats at this point. Raccoons are house cats. I like it. I like it. I don't know why this lighting's being so weird. Like that little bend isn't making any sense to me. So forward now. That was no fun. Now you're gonna have to move there. Yeah, now I can move back there. Then you can go there. And then I can go here. Oh no, I should have gone there because I could have gone there. Frick. Frickadick. Could use you to like weaken defenses along there. You take there, I'm gonna go out. Okay. So now you go here. You're still defended there. I know you don't want to be doing that. That works for me. You take there, I take there. You take there. I push you there. Shit. Yeah, you can take that. Ooh! What a silly nuffer. What a silly nuffer. You can't move. You take there, then. So now I can do this. If you take there, I take there, and then we're even. Back to being even. Evan Steven. Let's see, I'm going to move you there. I'll move you there. Now I can start picking these off and start pushing them up. I see what he's thinking. What he's doing is going to fail. Yeah, I didn't expect that. Go on. Piss off. I only have 29 seconds left. I'm losing this on time. shit. Damn it. Please tell me they move like there or some shit. There we go. I screwed that one up. I screwed that one up ages ago. Alright, let's see. So, I don't know. So, this new area light that we're using was introduced in 4.7, which we have only just upgraded to. So, I have no idea what this thing here is. Like, what's that? I think it occurs because it's not actually doing a straight line or anything like that. And also, why is the light still coming through there? Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. Do you know which light source produces the artifact? It's this one. Also, this storage light switch. Like, it's being lit up. Like, they're being lit up by this. And if I turn all of them off, it's fine. And if I turn these back on, and I have this go all the way down, still isn't catching it. Even though, if we hide that door there, I turn on 3, see that? Like, the light is hitting it. It's just like it's like the light is oval. It doesn't make sense. Because if it was the actual light being cast from above, it's not going to curve like that. It's going to fade off in a linear direction. Like, there's no curved mesh anywhere that would be causing it to do that. Like, it's very weird. so weird. It's an area light. It's an area light 3D. It's the new area light. So it's not a spotlight, but it seems to be acting like a spotlight. It's like it's acting like a spotlight in every direction. And like, see how it's got these as well? Like these weird bumps. Like weird curve there. Like the fuck is that about? What is that? Hang on. Hang on. So the only thing I can think there is that it's these causing those weird bumps. Getting through there. I wonder... No, because this isn't doing anything for blocking it. We've already established that this doesn't block any light at all being projected. Maybe the lighting isn't intended to get reduced behind a threshold. It's not being reduced behind a threshold. It's casting a shadow. Like... Reset, that's being hit. On this back wall here. That's interesting. Even turning it off on all layers. But it's not the back wall, it's the front wall. Why isn't that being lit up now? It needs to be 3. No. Yes. Where's your material now? That was weird. That was very weird. I didn't do that. Okay. So I can see that wall is stopping some shadow there. That, which should be 4. It should be 4 that prevents that. Should be. Just opened up Diablo 4 for the first time in a while. See SkiWat download. God damn. God damn. I'm just waiting for Path of Exile 2 to release later this year. That's all I need. This one here only comes out to there, and it casts up onto the roof, which should be stopping that. We can see that the light hits it. The light hits it, but it's not casting a freaking shadow. It's tricky pretending to be irate, pretending to be tricky. Told ya. Only cast shadows on objects using the selected layers. So in theory, something on layer 6 should be casting a frickin' shadow. It's very confusing. Lights make no sense in this. 0. There's never any shadow being cast that way, because the light doesn't go out that far. But it should block that. Why? Light hits multiple meshes. but it still goes through them and illuminates the things behind it, even though cast shadows is enabled. We are casting shadows. The shadow is being cast on anything on layer 6, which this giant thing here is on layer 6. As a material, there's no back face culling, there's no front face culling, it's not flip or anything like that. I turn that on, we can see that it hits it there. If we go back here, see there's nothing. Nothing. It's like it doesn't want to block the light. It's like it's just refusing. It's like, nah. All light is allowed to pass through me, even though I'm casting a shadow. And those things do cast shadows for some reason. You're saying the yellow, well, like that white area there. So that white line you see, that's where it originates from. So that white light is where that white line is where it starts from, and it goes out from there. Anything it hits should be blocking it if shadows are being cast. So, because the white line stops there, this should be blocking it. So it should be on white edges on top with this setup. No, it doesn't need to be on the white edge. It doesn't need to be on the white edge. It's just wherever we want the shadow to be cast from. That's where you put it. Like, there's no point in putting something where the light source is originating from. But yeah, it's projecting up. It's projecting up. This white edge here is the area. So it's going to go out to the side from there. It's going to hit this plane here, which it is hitting, because I can turn this light off. And you can see how the light's hitting it. But the light still goes through and hits here. Doesn't make sense. What up, Sean, doing stuff? How goes Bangkok? Yeah, the wall's not blocking the shadow. It doesn't make sense. The stupidest thing I've ever seen. And I can't turn the opacity down, because if I turn the opacity down, it disappears. So there's something here. That's not going to help. I think that is part of this. No, it can't be part of the store. Is it? It is part of the store. Don't make sense. I just started Godot. How long have you been developing with it? A bit over a year. What up, Tartarus? Do you wear a morph suit or something while you stream? Masking around your beard is impressive. Thank you. Thank you very much. It takes quite a bit, I will say that much. When I first started streaming, the setup was I bought a spare green screen and I cut a square in the middle of it, or like I cut a cross in the middle of it, and I wore it as a poncho with the triangles like tucking in around the collar to like hold it in place and give the cut effect. That was I guess would have been some floating point threshold weirdness based on the scale you're at. But it's so discreetly curved. I know, right? And like that curve comes from that light there. The thing that's annoying me even more is this light here casting the shadow, like casting this light up here. For some reason, this entire plane here is not stopping the light from getting through. Like, that's what's getting me even more. Like, wasn't far off. Well, that's how I originally started Tartarus. It's progressed since then. Yeah, I have no idea. I wish it did like I'm sitting here hearing but not thinking. Can you pause it? Pause what? Been here a few times before. I can't believe I wasn't following. Rude. How dare you? This is the stupidest thing ever. Why? Game doll. All right. We're going to go through the daily. We're going to go through all of this stuff. Yeah. This is Need for Speed. Is it Need for Speed or Burnout Paradise? I feel like it's a Need for Speed, like... Not underground. Could it be underground? No. Okay, maybe it is Burnout Paradise. Like... Oh, it's not Burnout. Oh, is this that, The Crew? The fuck is this racing game? No, it's not a Need for Speed game. It's not a Burnout game. It's not a Tokyo Extreme Racer. It's not The Crew. Midnight Club, of course. Midnight Club Street Racing. Smart, Medusa. Smart. Artwork. Okay. Kerbal? No. No. I like turrets and mounts and stuff, but it's not Warframe. Not Destiny. Nier Automata. Hey, what's that flying around in the back there? It's not Titanfall or something, is it? No. It's close though, like that's a mech. Is this like Mech Assault or something? No. It's definitely a game where you're fighting mechs. I don't think it's SLAI. Vital Suits? Nah. It's not, they don't seem to have it. Yeah. It's not a Titanfall or a Mech Assault. It's gonna be something weird. It's gonna be something weird. That doesn't help. I really need you to reveal some of this part up here. Got multiple mechs flying in. It's not Gundam, God no. The Gundam mechs are much cooler than this. Um, ends with T. Lost Planet? No. Oh, Lost Planet Extreme Condition. Nice. 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 Whose leg is this? Who wears pants that have a red stripe? It looks like it's from... It could be a visual novel for all we know. I don't know, let's try... It's not Lieutenant Surge. It's not gonna be... Oh, what's... It's not Giovanni. It is Pokemon, though. Oh, it's one of the fire trainers from like the newer stuff that I don't play. If it's not Professor Oak, Ash, Brock, Giovanni, or Lieutenant Surge, I'm useless. It's not Flygon. Are they Pokemon or is that a person? Oh, there you go. There you go. I just needed to know that one of their 5 names started with an FL. Easy. So stupid. Toys Ranger sequel. Alright, single player third person between 2007 and 2011. Third person single player, 2007 to 2011. That could be definitely a game. Something like a... No, it's not Resident Evil because it's not horror, which is also not going to be a DMC. It could be a Final Fantasy. Women came out early 2006. Correct, but that also has first person. Could be a Sonic. Like that Sonic Colors game sort of thing. It is 2010. It's a 2010 single player third person. What does that mean? Fucking nothing. Nothing at all. Could be a Mario Odyssey. No. It is Nintendo. It is Nintendo. It was on the Nintendo Switch. That's past Dead Rising time and before Skyrim. Third person. Nintendo. Nintendo published, obviously. Obviously, if Nintendo developed it, they're also going to publish it. So if it's orange, if it's yellow, it's published. Nintendo published. Single player, 2010, Nintendo Switch. This could be a game made by Rare. Super Mario Galaxy. I think that would have been developed by Nintendo too, right? Maybe not. It's not Super Mario Galaxy, but it is sci-fi and probably open world as well. It is on the Wii, the Wii U, the Switch, and the Switch 2. It's not a Mario game. Could be a Donkey Kong, could be a Kirby, could be a Zelda. It's a Breath of the Wild. It's not a Zelda. It's not a Zelda. It's no Mario game. So it's not a Mario franchise. It's not a Zelda franchise. They could be going for like a Pokemon. But I don't think Pokemon was... Unless they're thinking like Pokemon Stadium or something. No, Metroid Other M. Oh, right. What if it's like a Pokemon Stadium? No. So it's not a Pokemon either. Also, Bioshock is first person. Correct. Correct, Medusa. Resident Evil. Published by Nintendo. Resident Evil will be Capcom. Also, it's not a horror game. It's not horror. It is sci-fi. I wonder if it is a Metroid game. Which Metroid would it be, though? Metroid Other M. It's not Metroid Other M. It's not Metroid franchise either. Let's get a clue. Monolith Soft developed it. And Nintendo published it. Does anyone know what games Monolith Soft put out? Xenoblade. We'll go 2. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. It is Xenoblade. But that's the thing. Is it going to be Xenoblade Chronicles 1? Or is it going to be like Xenoblade Chronicles X and Xenoblade Chronicles was like 2004? No, it was Xenoblade Chronicles. Nice. Nice. Well, we got through the entire round. Easy. I got similar light aspect area 3D. It seems that increasing bias in shadow section reduces a bit that effect. The only problem with increasing bias, so if we increase bias, no, that's the wrong one. This one here. So if we increase the bias, sorry, decrease the bias, you get that. Now you start to get like that weird stuff in the corner. Yeah, I'm not... The arc is annoying, but I want to focus on this shadow here first. If you normalize the energy. Nah, it still leaks through. Even when we normalize the energy. Like, I can do that, but now we've got that problem there, where it's not lighting up the entire roof. This is a cool site, I hadn't heard of it. The Game Duel XYZ, I think it is. No, Game Duel WTF. Yep. What up, local hobo? I am breaking my brain on this. Diablo is almost done updating. How slow is your internet connection, man? Jesus. It's not casting a shadow at all. Like, it doesn't block the light in any way. You start deleting stuff till it doesn't. Deleting stuff isn't going to help in this case because it's not stuff existing that's causing a problem. It's this... Like, if there was stuff in the scene causing an issue with lighting, I would expect unexplained shadows. You know? I would expect unexplained shadows, not a lack of shadow on something that I know exists. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to get this shadow to cast first. Because I think if I can figure out how to get the shadow to cast, I'll be fine. I think we'll be fine after that. Like, I can see the light hitting that, but then it does nothing there. If true, reverses the backface culling of the mesh. This can be useful if you have a flat mesh that has a light behind it. I got no idea. Perfect circle mask on a black background. This is currently visible in several areas of my current project. It requires the lamp or shadows to be disabled. Subdivide the shadow casters. Effective in the test project, but I don't think that's going to be a good fix for my real project. What's happening with my environment geometry? I'm intentionally keeping it low poly. Also examples from my project. Yeah, so they're seeing the same thing. This is the limitation of the dual paraboloid. The geometry needs to be subdivided. The limitation has already been documented, so I don't think there's anything actionable on this. Okay. So if that's the case... If I change you from a plane to a quad mesh, that is... Okay, that is doing something to the shadow. You can see how that... Okay. What's good, Tebow? How are we doing? I am messing around with shadows. Ba ba ba. I think I've only gone and bloody done it. Got to bounce. Have a good one, Tebow. Thanks for the raid. Much appreciated. How we doing, 1 year? Sorry. How we doing, Wan? Yeah, I'm messing around with lighting. So you can see how I've now got it fixed. I just need to split it up a bit. So like one over there, one up there. Yeah. Oh, actually, that up. Yeah. It worked well. I think it worked well, at least. Range from Mika. Thank you for the follow too, much appreciated. Fantastic, you done? Kind of blown away by a stream setup right now. Thank you very much. Thank you. I do have plans to add more bodies that chat can change between. So if chat wants me to be Master Roshi, I can be Master Roshi. If chat wants me to be a sexy nurse, I can be a sexy nurse. If chat wants me to be Dr. Roxo, the rock and roll clown, I can be Dr. Roxo, the rock and roll clown. You know? What up, Colorado? Morning to you. I'm not sure I like that. really want to get rid of that. I really want to get rid of those edges there. I really want to soften up those edges. I could raise it up a bit. And with 1.5 attenuation, drop the light down to a 0.25. Or 0.5. If I do that, then the store light here, I'll drop you down to 305. No. If I bump you back up to 3.1, then we adjust the attenuation of this. About 1.5. What up, Scott? Do you know Debian? I do know Debian. Great bloke. How am I this morning? I am doing great. Doing great. We're tinkering with this new rectangle light. Look at that. I don't get what it's doing there. I think it needs to be subdivided. I think I need to subdivide that mesh a bit. It's a little bit. I'm thinking I'd do the same thing with these walls too. Ow. I feel that's very bright. Let me turn you down. 0.4. Let's go 0.15. 0.3. That's good. Okay, okay, okay. We set you back to that. Bump you to 0.2. I think if I'm gonna do that, I want to leave that at that. What do you mean normalize energy gets rid of it? I go 4. Okay. I'll change that though so the attenuation is higher. If I go out here. Gonna give us a more distinct spot around there. What if... The reason being is because it's lighting up that, but it's not lighting up that. Last thing we want to do is have that do that. God damn it. I feel like this. What up, Justin? I'm not in this next fest. I was in last next fest. Yeah. Bobblehead dev's going good. I'm tinkering with Godot's new area light. Seeing if we can get like a better store lighting happening. Yeah. Doing pretty well. I finished my Python course, 15 chapters with exercises and quizzes. It was very well done. Nice. Nice. You're in next fest, aren't you, Justin? With the Loot Goblin. Lighting's cool. Lighting's a pain in the ass. I hate lighting. With a passion. A passion. That is getting close. The only problem... Oh, no, it's not. Huh. That's interesting. Shit. That's very interesting. Loot Goblin is next fest? Hell yeah. Are you excited for release next week? You mean July 24th? July 24th. I got a month. It was gonna be May 24th, but yeah. Yeah, that's why I did the Feb next fest, because I wanted to release it in May. But things got away from me and I couldn't get everything done in time. Unfortunate, but that's how it goes. Is that ceiling color different? That's the only reason I can think that it would be like that. And the lights are white, right? Why do they look blue? If I increase this to 6 and 10, it still doesn't get rid of that. It's also going to start doing that. What the hell? The hell? Anywho, was kind of hoping for more of a box light. I am thinking. I think I'm going to delay my release from July to August. Yeah. It's always helpful to have like that extra month. I've used it to do like all of the testing. I've gone through all of the functionality, all of the products that you can purchase in the game, placing them on the shelves to make sure they place in the correct position, make sure you can interact with them, make sure customers can purchase them, all that kind of stuff. Was Feb Next Fest good for you? Looks like I'll end up with the same result I had my horror game in October 2024 Next Fest. I don't know. I haven't been paying attention to wish lists for this game. So I haven't been looking at any of the stats. I've been keeping that as a surprise. Yeah. I'm just wondering. I hide that and I duplicate you. Move you down. Now flip you that way. Still doesn't get rid of that. Why doesn't it get rid of that? It doesn't exist at the floor. Is it because the light's too far beneath? That's not good. I could put some, like... Nah, because I'd have to put a light source in there. I look at stats a lot. I could never. Partly my decision to delay so I can wrap up dev, then spend dedicated time promoting the game. As up until now, my focus has been almost exclusively dev. I haven't streamed or made any content. Yeah, like, I haven't really marketed this game outside of just doing my streams. I think that's one thing I'm going to do for my next game, is while I'm making the demo and the trailer, like while I'm making the content and the gameplay for the demo, which will be mostly what's in the trailer, I'm gonna create like a dev log, as well as a bunch of shorts, stuff like that, of all like the cool visuals and stuff that I want to put into the game and things like that, to kind of like grab people's attention and be like, that looks cool. Yeah, that's a cool visual. Kind of use that to build up like some interest, and then find like see if I can find like a publisher or something and be like, oi, you market the game, maybe help with localizations, and you can have 25%. I don't like that. The range goes out. The range doesn't just go down, it also goes out to the side. Okay. What do you think? Do I need to worry about that? What up, Ross? Also, I read the corner stuff. When I ran into annoying stuff I couldn't remove, it turned out to be something I had to solve in the world environment somehow. SSAO. I can give that a crack. I feel like it makes it a bit harder. Not SDIF. Not screen space reflections. Like, the main thing I want is just for like... I think I need to... I think I actually need to make this a bit higher. Yeah. Yeah, and that softens up the corners there a bit. It doesn't leak out the back either. It's good. does leak around there, but that's because of the mesh. That's going to be the frustrating part too. I get rid of that. And I turn you to do shadows only, so it's not visible. See how there's no light coming out the back. So I think what I need to do I need this. Let's move over to the side. Make it 12. Move it. Yeah, that's good. Duplicate it. Move it over, but we make it 0.3. And we put it right there. The things that go into lighting. I've pitched publishers before. Some deals are worth it, I think. I think so too. There's definitely some deals that are worth it. Some of them I am wary of. Very cautious of, though. This one here. Whoops. Make unique. 12. There we go. There. Make unique. Or we make it what? Be 1.25. Be perfect for it. Make it about point. Make it 1 meter tall. Okay, and then when we turn on the rear door, bam! Oh! Fuck yeah! That's how we do it. Now I just need to get that fixed up, but that's going to be something I need to fix up as part of the mesh, I think. I think what I need to do, if you have a look at this, you'll notice how this quad mesh has like a bunch of subdivisions on the width. If I drop that down to like 6, see how we start to get that? Start to get that weird thing, that weird bump there. So you bump it up to a higher number, gets rid of it. Gets rid of it. It's gone. So I can keep it low poly looking, but bump up the poly count. Alright, so. And then when the door opens, light shines through into the back. That looks good. That looks good. Store light up. And then we need to do the same thing with the storage light. But yeah, I wonder what performance impact will it have. It'll have a bit of a performance impact. It'll have a little bit. Not too much, but a little bit. Using brand new lighting features, good release. Yep, the area light. So instead of having one Omni light that's like in the center of the store that goes out in a circle sort of thing, I've now just got an area light going down and an area light going up. And at nighttime, that gives us this. The store looks like this at nighttime. And the shadows out the front look like this. There's a little bit of a shadow, like a little bit of a light leak there sort of thing that I need to fix, but that's not too bad. Yeah. Like, this here isn't going to be that much of a performance impact compared to all the other stuff. Like, the biggest performance hit is when there's, like, thousands of rigid bodies. That's when I need to... That's where my next change is going to come into it. Because I'm not having those things cast shadows. So, yeah, we don't need them casting shadows. They just need to, yeah, receive light. You could bake the room and stuff in, well, the time changes. So I can't bake in the lighting because, where are we? Because of these. Yeah. Oh, the lights aren't interacting with the people. I mean, they do interact with the people. Like, they light up the people and stuff like that. But they don't cast shadows. You know what I mean? Particles and shadows. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so the only things that cast shadows are like this building. Like, it casts shadows for like the store light stuff. And then out in the street here, like these buildings and stuff all cast shadows based on the sun. Based on the sun and the moon. And the lamps and stuff. But I have the shadow quality turned down. So, like, if we have a look at these, when the shadow's on, actually, where is it set? It's in project settings. It's in render. Render, lights and shadows. So soft shadow filter quality I have set to soft low. And I have the size as 4096. And the positional shadow I also have set to soft low. Is there a context into how this engine really runs stuff? I haven't ran into anything that meant I needed to find out. Yeah. Like, all of this is very... Yeah. Items that cannot cast shadows into the view frustum will not be rendered into the shadow maps. This can increase performance. Yep. Atlas 16-bit. Use 16-bit for the Omni Spot shadow depth map. Enabling this results in shadows having less precision and may result in shadow acne, but can lead to performance improvements on some devices. So I've turned on all this stuff to, like, still have shadows, but not not have it be too performance intensive. So, yeah. What I want to do right now, though, we're going to go into our street. What I need to do back here. I need this. Really. Select all those. The reason why I'm doing this is because I want to see if it fixes up that weird circle lighting issue, which it should. We do that. We do that. Like, I'm hoping it fixes that up. Boy. Hopefully it does. Is it street? I'm going to have to push up the flash. Why? One more. One more time. You want it back? Do I want what back? Do I want what back? What do I want back? I don't know what I want back. I'm confused and scared. That's me in the emote. Ah, right. Um, um, this is all perspective. Oh, of course. Of course. Silly me. I opened Diablo and was greeted for offers of $40 to $60 for stuff. So I closed it and opened Rocket League. Oh, perfect. Absolutely perfect. Did you see the latest Viva La Dirt League video? It reminds me exactly of that. You haven't? Watch it. It's very worth it. Very funny. Just go to YouTube and search Viva La Dirt League. That has not done what I expected it to. Needs to be the door. Let's try that again. Go around there. That's what we need. Oops. Whoops. Whoops. What am I doing? Jesus Christ. Okay. Subdivide. Subdivide. So all makes sense momentarily. Hey. Missed those. All right. That note in area white 3D sounds ominous. Consider using them only for cinematics or when targeting high-end devices. If you're using a bunch of them, sure. If you have like one of them or two of them, it's fine. If it does happen to tank performance, I can just get rid of them. It's all good. Okay, so that hasn't fixed that. Why does that happen then? I've subdivided the door, subdivided the frame, subdivided the handle. Unless... I mean, if I start this up now, just to see, if I go debugger, I go monitors. So we're at 4, 5, 4. Ah, yeah, shit. Shit, not gonna be able to do that at the moment. Get rid of that. Let's do that for the time being. So yeah, FPS is the same as what it was previously. I do need to turn off shadows for those. Ew. Yeah. See that? That's what we want. So where the fuck are the NPCs? Why am I seeing 0 NPCs? Is it because I turned off the sidewalk? That's why. I want to see how the NPCs walking past the light work. Okay, so it does cast a shadow on you. But it's not really... It's not chewing up any sort of performance. You know what I mean? It's like 362 sort of thing. And if I turn those off, let's see if it's... Let's see if performance is better. Damn. Damn, that actually is a big performance hit. 470, 460, 440, 408. Okay, 418. 418 is the lowest I got it. No, 408. 408's the lowest I got it. Like 360 or something was the lowest I got it before. 330, something like that. That's a lot. That's a big... It's a big drop, and that's on my hardware. So do I stick with an Omnilight. If I stick with an Omnilight, though, that's gonna be... Mm-hmm. Nah. Let's see. I almost missed that. That's... I mean... works for me. That's what that does. Bam! Checkmate. Very easy. Fast one indeed. Yep. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna duplicate this. Move it up here. If I change this to be 6, 8. So this is 2 omnidirectional lights. This isn't how the lighting in the store would actually be. Well, we'll actually just have one. We'll just have this one on, because this is what the regular... This is what the regular omnidirectional light, or what the regular light would have. We actually set this outline here. 3. This is what the game would be like if there was one Omnilight doing everything instead of 2 area lights. And what the performance would be with that. Performance is much better with just an area light. Yeah. 371. That's the lowest it's dropped. 375. And also the shadows and stuff look better with this. Yeah. I think we're going to stick with the Omni lights. Yeah. Because these ones are not good. They're very performance intensive. Store lights. What was its default settings? 8, 2.75 on the X. The Z. -4 wouldn't work. I think it's -4.5 is the middle. I think the Omni range being 8 is correct. I think bumping the attenuation to -5, having the attenuation as 0.2. If we go -1. No. If I set you -9. -925, you're in the wall. -924, you're on the wall. So 0.62. That's your Z. Now I could cast Shadow. That's very weird. As soon as I turn on shadows, it goes all cray-cray. Do that, it's too obvious. Little paraboloid. Problem is, it does just look like something cast from the center. I wonder if now that I've got it casting shadows, if that's gonna cause performance to drop like the Omni, or like the other one, the area lights. 405, 386. 386 is still better. Jagged shadow. They all cast, all the boxes cast shadows. I don't want that. Let's turn that off. Delivery box. Cast shadow off. Cast shadow off. All right. That should have increased performance slightly because we don't have hundreds of boxes, or like dozens of boxes, trying to cast shadows. But they're still got shadows. Because they're being illuminated by the box. Or they're being illuminated by the light in the center of the store. So the light in the center of the store is lighting up all of these. Because these boxes, their material we need it to have a back face light. Um, just that one. All of these. Do that. G'day, random. How you doing? Then in here, back face. Pop that there. That should counteract some of that shadow. What? Delivery box. Animation finished. Invalid assignment of property or key visible with value of type bool on a base object of type null instance. Animation finished on delivery box 363. Okay. Birds chirping, the sun is rising, there's a cool breeze in the air, and I've got a fresh cuppa, and I'm feeling pretty good. That sounds fantastic. Okay. So small armature. Collisions. Oh, no, these here. It's the actual armatures. Okay. So small armature, medium armature, large armature. So that's what was breaking. Okay. Yeah, see, that's the problem with using an Omnilight. That's the problem with using an Omnilight. Doesn't cast a shadow on layer 3 though, so I don't know why they have darkened. Well, they have darkened side because the lights are only hitting it from one direction. I may need to take the performance hit. Like, Cast Shadow is off. And, like, I can... If I turn it to Unshaded, the issue with that... Like, it's still getting that. Like, if I... See what I mean? Yeah. And they all use the same material, too. They all use the same material. And it's because it casts light. It casts light on layer 3. That's why. So unless I change these delivery boxes... If I change the delivery boxes to be layer 6, then the issue you're going to have then is when they're in the store, they're not going to be lit up. That's why. See? So I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to go with the aerial light. That's fine. Um, let's see. By the way, you can decrease light size from 0.5 to 0 and remove that weird shadow effect very light 3D. Really? Holy shit. I gotta try that. I mean, dithering you had on the shelves. Oh, that. Right. Right. Just. Redo that. Ah, yeah. See what you mean. And why isn't that casting out there? But yeah, that's now gotten rid of that weird shadowing. Reload. I don't care. Like, close. Still felt too bright in the store. I'm gonna bump these down to just 0.1 each. Turn all those down too. Why is it giving me that weird circle out the front? One. That's what it needs to be. Then how do we get rid of that? How did we do that? I remember we had it where that was actually coming out properly. But I don't remember. Don't remember what we did. Normalizing it? wasn't normalizing it. There were so many options that I changed. I have no clue what it could have been. I'm gonna turn off shadows for most stuff. Storage light up. I don't know, it'd be some weird ass setting. Something. I don't know. Nah, it's not range or size, or it could be bias. What up, Newt? I bet your game is overwhelming to code and manage. Not really. Not really. Once you've coded in a code base for long enough, you kind of just know. You just know what the code is. You know where to find bits of the code. Yeah, I need to turn off cast shadow for all of this stuff. Oh, Bing. Location, maybe it's quoted by something. Jesus Christ, did you see that? That was a horrible first interaction time. Up, Jaeger! If I load this, and I go to pick this up, oh, now it worked fine. Yeah, I think I just need to turn shadows off of all the furniture. All the furniture and all the items. So that nothing's casting a shadow. Yeah. Do that tomorrow. Not much, figured out. I turned off the item pickup collision layer after a day of wondering why it stopped working. Yep. that you'll get into a habit very quickly of checking small things like that. That's the habit I've gotten into. Whenever something's not working, first thing I check is this one of the is it on the correct collision layer? Do I have my what should be colliding on the correct mask? Is the collision disabled? Is the rigid body frozen or sleeping? Like all this kind of stuff. They're like the first things I check these days. Alright, let's have a look. The back goes snap. Yeah, we'll get this shading and stuff sorted tomorrow. I'll just bite the bullet with the performance. That's what I have to do. I could always just leave these. Not casting a shadow on one, but then it does that weird circle there. So yeah, we'll have to figure it out tomorrow. It'll be an interesting one, that's for sure. It'll be a very interesting one. What the fuck's going on? What the hell? Okay, yeah, I got no idea. We'll figure that out tomorrow, though. All right. That's confused the shit out of me. All right, I will see you all in 10.5 hours. Good night, you good uns.